So late night review, rent or buy Wolfenstein 2 in the end, because I finished it. Finally. Nothing to slow me down. I got so many games to finish. Catching up on those reviews, I promise. Rent or buy this awesome storytelling. I waited. I'll explain why I waited to do the review, because I was 3-4 hours in and I'm like, and Video Games Award just went by and named this Action Game of the Year. I'm like, man, I don't want to be a sellout and say, oh yeah, it's Game of the Year and everything. 4 hours in, I played it for myself. I was like, I'm not ready. I gotta finish the whole game. This one, I'm sorry it took so long, but I had to finish the whole game to say my honest rent or buy review. Took me 10, 11 hours to finish it. After 4 hours in, it got better. Something happens to the main character, it gets better, you get some new powers. The twist of the story, the storytelling gets very more enticing. Can I say that? Like interesting, exciting. It gets, and the gameplay and the music gets more rough, gory, action, violence. Very violent game. Surprisingly, my standards, it broke. I mean, it broke some boundaries. It broke some boundaries to me in the violence meter. There's some parts that's really gory, especially the ending and a bunch of other stuff that happens to the main character. But the storytelling is awesome. The gameplay is good. Don't forget to upgrade your weapons. And the gameplay I did, I uploaded as is. I didn't edit it or anything. I died a lot because I played in a harder game mode. I thought it was more interesting and it felt more like a Wolfenstein from back in the days. You can flush all the other series. It really, to me, by far, this Wolfenstein series, I can't wait to see part 3, because when you get at the end of it, you're like, oh yes! Now this is the start of the revolution. Like what you played in the past, you're like, the revolution is coming. Finally, because you're in this rebel group, in a future world. The United States has been conquered by the Nazis, and Germany has won over the US, and you're in 1961, and it's quite epic. A futuristic make-believe world that would have been if Germany would have won the war, the greatest war of all time. I'm just saying. So epic storytelling, game of the year, action game of the year. I would say maybe shooter of the year, maybe. I'm not ready to say that, but yes, I could give it the award. The gameplay is really gory, violent, original, fast-paced, as much as it looks like Doom. Anyways, I was saying that this game is so R-rated to me, I can't believe it's gonna make it. We're gonna get a Nintendo Switch version. I can't believe it, honestly. With all I've seen in 10 hours of gameplay, I really consider you guys trying it or renting it or whatever you want to do. But I would say must own, must buy. Gotta own it, gotta play it. The storytelling, everything is just quite so exquisite. Really fun. And again, I repeat myself, don't forget to upgrade your guns, because it gets harder and harder and harder. And if you don't upgrade your guns, and if you don't find enough upgrade kits, it makes the game a little bit easier when you upgrade your guns properly, especially your favorite one. Upgrades the shotgun. Dual shotgun. Yes, and that too. Dual weapons. No FPS. Well, a lot of FPS does, but the dual automatic shotgun in there, wow, you're like a human blender. It's really, really fun. And that tiny machine gun, I upgraded the bullets. They were fire, armor-piercing bullets. It was quite exquisite. But yes, Bethesda did it again. I want a part 3 right now, because when you get at the end of this, you're like, wow. Wow. Maybe also, maybe a multiplayer next year, or maybe some more levels where you ride stuff, because there's one level in the whole game that you ride those giant flame Nazi tigers robots, which was really fun. But I'd like to have more chances of driving overpowered Nazi vehicles. But the storytelling, wow, with the when you get the Adolf Hitler and they do this screening auditions for the role to play him, that part in the game is just so wow. So must buy, say good night, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you all, guys. Have a good one.